Alright, update on Stronger and Strong. So it's been a little while since we checked out Strong. I did just want to give a tiny update on it before we do jump into the Stronger analysis. Like I said, I'm really not looking to cover Strong too much anymore. It does just feel like kicking a dead horse whenever I do analyze this. But as you can see, you know, your two macro lows were below 70 and 44. Once we broke below $70, I basically said, in my opinion, this is going to zero, or, you know, more specifically, I said it was going to zero, but I specifically said I think we're coming down to $14, having a dead cat bounce, potentially as high as, you know, 45, but we also talked about the potentiality of even having a big dead cat bounce up to $70. So if you're watching at some point and you see Strong have a big reversal to $70 and you think, oh my god, the bulls are back, you know, Strong is going to the moon, we're going up extremely euphoric. Do bear in mind, you know, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see a lot of the time we drop like a rock, we have these big increases. You know, this increase, the last big dead cat bounce we had, was really once we lost the 200-day. You can see we lost it. About a week or so later, we came back to back test it, which was a huge bounce. I don't think we're going to be coming to it anytime soon. I do still think we have more legs to the downside to go. Like I've been saying, you know, we were predicting this 80% move down to the $14 region, and as of the time of recording this, we're about 61% down. So, you know, I've really been bearish on Strong since we were all the way back up here at 272. And I say this every video, like, people were literally throwing rocks through my window, telling me I'm wrong and telling me, you know, Strong's going to reverse, it's going to go up in a straight line. They even said once Stronger comes out, the sell pressure will be off Strong. And it was the complete opposite. It seems like Stronger came out and, you know, basically the day that Stronger came out, Strong just completely just absolutely lost it. So I'm really not a fan of this. Like I said, I don't even feel like drawing, you know, micro fibs on an absolutely dead chart. I think I'm going to stick with the $14 bounce, and then we're going to M down to zero. If we come over to the 4 hour, you can really see it's just M's, absolutely no W's, depending on how you want to draw this. You can see huge M, and then you can see we're M'ing out here. We've got a massive M here, and then you've got another pretty decently sized M within this bigger M. And then if we zoom in, how is this one looking as well? You can see we've got an M pattern right here with a neckline that we are currently just running into. So I mean, this is really degenerative running these trend lines on such a small time frame. But you know, either way, I mean, even if you were drawing this M from here, you could have been like, oh, you know, this M had a bounce, but then, you know, it was just a bounce from the trend line before we took out the floor. So really not a fan of Strong whatsoever. I think it's going to zero, and I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to forget about Strong in the next coming market cycle. Let's check out Stronger though, because I do think Stronger is at least going to survive the next 6 months, and it is definitely going to outperform Strong, in my opinion. There's absolutely no question of that. It has been heavily outperforming Strong, and you know, it's not the greatest chart setup when, you know, your chart is down from $150 mint all the way down here at $50, but you're still heavily outperforming Strong. So it is what it is. Let's check out what's going on with Stronger. So as you can see, I mean, the last video we made, we were warming up to this chart a bit. We were talking about the potentiality of a W breakout from here. You can see solid rejection, completely failed the breakout target. You can also see we were having a descending channel with a breakout. That was a bullish sign. You could even argue that we were playing out a massive W pattern, and at the time of recording, it definitely seemed very nice. But if you did watch that video, you knew that we talked about how I would personally not be getting bullish until we take out the upper fib, because, you know, Stronger so far has categorically moved like this. We have an accumulation range, we move up to a Fibonacci band above the accumulation range, we get a rejection. We break down below the floor of the lower Fibonacci band, or in this case it was a support floor or just a touch point. This wasn't actually a fib here. We break down into a new accumulation range. Here you can see we had 2 rejections from this 2.618 Fibonacci right here, and then we move down into the accumulation range, break below the floor, and here we go again. We come down to the lower fib band, and then we start a new accumulation range. But we've done something slightly different this time. We're really getting chopped up. We're getting chopped to the upside, the downside, at least based on what we've done recently. Since this recent impulse, we're really teetering on the edge of death, because we're currently fighting to hold the 786 Fibonacci, and even if you draw it to the candle body close, we're still struggling. So not looking the greatest right now for Stronger. You know, do bear in mind, last video we were warming up to the chart a bit, but this is why we put buyer here, because we said, you know, we've got these accumulation ranges. We accumulate, we get rejected from these upper bands, and we move down a band. We accumulate, we reject from now a lower fib, and we move down a band. And once again, you know, you can see, even though we're not getting rejected from fibs, we've got lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We said when I'd be much happier to buy a breakout for Stronger than to blindly DCA and end up being someone else's exit liquidity. So nothing has changed in that regard. I am still looking for these upper fib levels to get broken. Until they do, then unfortunately I do remain bearish, or at least cautious on Stronger. So, you know, once again, we talked about this in last video when we were talking about this. We said we'd need to see a break above the upper fib, a retest, and then continuation for me to become a buyer. Until then, I will be sitting on the sidelines, and every time we do come down, say for example if we do break down, make a new accumulation range, then we would be moving, you know, this down to here, because we'd be looking for a trend reversal lower on. And the idea of this is that we didn't buy on the mint. We wanted to get the best price possible and play from a position of strength. So we didn't buy at 150. We didn't buy it in the next breakdown of the accumulation range at 97. We didn't buy down in the next breakdown of the next accumulation range at 60. We didn't buy the next breakdown at 45. And, you know, if we break down to, you know, 28 or 26, I'm still not going to be buying. The point is, the trend is your friend until the end. We're clearly in a mega downtrend for Stronger. Strong is just absolutely on life support. You know, like I said, I don't enjoy making strong analysis too much, which is why I have just been focusing on Stronger recently. I will cover Strong maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, whenever it does something. But in my opinion, it is really going to bleed out and go towards price targets that, you know, people do not want to see. And that is a shame, but it is what it is. I'm not here to sugarcoat the data. I'm just here to tell you how it is. And in my opinion, this chart looks absolutely terrible. So Stronger, not looking too good either. However, we are looking for a trend reversal. I will update you when that happens. Until that happens, my price target is once again still down at this lower fib at $41. Absolutely nothing has changed in my last video, apart from the fact that we failed the W breakout. But even then, we said in the last video we made, you know, nothing changes until we get above this fib. So really, not too much has changed. That is all I've got for you for Stronger. If you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. As always, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market. And yeah, cowboy out. Peace.